the men whom we hope of all Zimbabweans. Let me welcome to this podium the president, the incoming president, come 23 August 2023, the man who is going to be at the helm of Zimbabwe, the man who will occupy State House and State House. Welcome, Mr.
Colleagues, I'm very sorry for the delay, the commencement of this program. But just to say, our colleagues here present, members of the business community, our professionals, civil society, those from the political structures. The unfortunate thing is that I got delayed somewhere where I had some meetings with people equally as important as you are. I would have loved to have more time to engage with you and to hear your views, especially as we continue to develop and build on. As I indicated yesterday, we had an economy in the currency that was stronger than the rand. And we're at par with the US dollar and also the pound. That's where we must be going with that. It's possible. We will do it. We have everything in Zimbabwe except leadership. It's the leadership question. And we are ready to fix that leadership question. Yes, thank you for the contribution. Thank you for what you are doing. I can only tell you that as you plan with the understanding that before the year ends, we will be doing what we have to do, building Zimbabwe, building Zimbabwe together as a people. And we'll be able to do better than any other country because we're all necessary to take our country. The diaspora is going to be our key investment source, not just from an investment support point of view, but also from a resource point of view, the human resources, the engineers, the expertise we need to take back that hospitality experience and exposure into Zimbabwe and make Zimbabwe great again, and make Zimbabwe great forever, and make Zimbabwe a beautiful country forever, and make Zimbabwe a country that we are proud of again, together forever. So yes, thank you. God bless you. I'm happy to just thank you for your patience and your support Let's do it for a great country, and it's going to happen. I want to take some few questions because I want it to be interactive. Just to hear what the feedback is, what the
expect that we should be levied for taking our means of production over the other side of the border. That's the contribution I would like to make on that note. Thank you, President.
Very often people just think about the diaspora when it comes to economic gains. I think that's the framing that is normally associated with the diaspora, not only in Zimbabwe, but everywhere else. So I think we need to respect our communities, actually part of civil society, from the activities that are available. So actually, whatever is happening in the conversation today is very relevant. There's a specific issues that actually change on a daily basis. Aside from the society that
So can you please make sure that whoever is speaking is a microphone,
so
because we can't hear anything
basically,
on the podcast. It's like
other
it's a dead
members-
end. There's nothing.
So I don't want to
There's
say
nothing on
much,
the broadcast.
but everything that I'm going to share is left on scientific evidence, what we are encountering on the ground. Unfortunately, I think that's an opportunity to have a look at the national policy from a technical perspective. But basically, I'm gonna share my input based on the groups of episodes and interacting with Zimbabweans here in South Africa and also other migrants. So basically, of course, we all understand that so basically, I think the starting point, Mr. President, is that diaspora, we know today the economy of Zimbabwe is actually kind of supported, by the diaspora remittances. And this is not only specific to Zimbabwe, specific to many countries, not only in Africa, even abroad. We have the Philippines and Latin America. They actually export their own labor in exchange for remittances. So that's one. This is an area that is very critical. But as you rightly also pointed out, most of our citizens from Zimbabwe are working in the hospitality industry. I think I was conducted intensive research in the hospitality sector as part of my and what I found out is that we have so many Zimbabweans working in the hospitality sector. But what is peculiar about Zimbabweans is that most of them they possess what we call high skills. Okay, so they are highly skilled. That is job mismatches. We find doctors, engineers working in the hospitality sector. So that's another area I think, like, as we draw back the skills back home, that are very that we certainly need to have a skills audit. I hope it's part of it's actually part of the framing of the diaspora board, the diaspora policy today. So now I go quickly to the issue of diaspora board. So we all know that for one to be identified as a citizen, obviously they need their political right to vote, isn't it? I think we have so many lessons that we could draw from many countries within not only the region, SADC, across Africa and across the world, where people like all of us in this particular room, we all have our right to vote come the 23rd of August. But because of the capitalist model, economic model that we are living in, you have Janet wanting to come and vote. But of course, the employer won't allow Janet to travel all the way to Zimbabwe for those particular days. Perhaps, at least some of us, those who are in the academic field, that is flexible, we can go. But there are those who actually, by the time they come back, they'll find Chukupachava by the window. So we really need to think through the issue of the diaspora vote. I think because I certainly have too much trust in him. To take forward the issues. Yes, we need practical examples. I'm an educator. So this sister of mine, Trisha here, I met her today through our partner, United Front. We have Pink Teboko here in the room from South Africa. She works actually with communities also in Soweto. As you see her standing here, she doesn't have a birth certificate. She's from Zimbabwe. And the daughter is meant to write her matric this year. She doesn't have a birth certificate. So the issue of citizenship and documentation is something that is very critical, that I'm praying that our dear president and his team will take it seriously. I thank you.
Yeah.
It's going to be as brief as possible. We have kind time.
Yeah, that's right.
Minute.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My name is Joseph and it's a pleasure to speak. My first question, Mr. President, it regards the new party, our party to see its policy position regarding currency. What would be our policy position, especially regarding currency, considering that we have this background of volatility and uncertainty in Zimbabwe, and that makes it difficult for business to plan. That's my only question.
Next.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. My name is Shelton Chiangwa, popularly known as the People's General. I am dealing with refugees in South Africa and migrants in South Africa for the past 4 years. Mine is not a question, Mr. President, but a call moment. I every month travel to many parts of the country meeting Zimbabweans. Ever since the party was formed, for the first time ever that I've served in party structures here in South Africa, our people have got hope in you. And for the first time in our platform that we meet, in our WhatsApp groups, we encourage people whenever they travel back home to say, give us proof that you're registered to vote. Our people have registered to vote. They're willing to come and they are coming to vote for you. So mind the comment, we have got hope, we are dreaming again. Thank you.
Thank you, President. My name is James Juru. I'm the president of the International Cross-Border Traders Association. I represent cross-border traders and people in the diaspora. We really appreciate your presence here, President. And I would like to assure you that we managed to bus people to go to Bedbridge and register to vote. People could not go to their respective constituencies, but we managed to take them to Bedbridge so that even if they can not vote for their MPs, but they can still vote for the president. So I'm very, very certain that you have the diaspora vote, and I and my executive will make sure that we'll send more buses come the 23rd of and then, Mr. President, as cross-border traders, we frequently go to Zim and to other countries. We are the people who can convey messages of hope, messages of change, and make sure that our relatives back home, they vote for change. And we guarantee you that our parents back home, as breadwinners, they must vote for you. It's not an option. They must vote for you. Thank you.
Yeah, we close the question session. Let's hear from the President.
Thank you. You know, I'm almost tempted to give more time because I was benefiting a lot from the feedback. But it also dawned on me that we probably have not done certain things properly. We must create these platforms for dialogue between the citizens in the diaspora and the leadership back home. Why? Because it helps us to appreciate the extent of the challenges and circumstances we are subjected to. And that way we're also able to respond adequately to the issues that you are raising. You know, just listening to you, especially my sister, they're giving a typical example of undocumented, residents and citizens. I know there was a report done by the Amnesty International, and the greater number of our people in the region are undocumented. But we need to be able to have a regional approach to it and a continental approach to it to make sure that Africa is indeed. I was having a conversation before I came here, and I said, why is it that Africa is quick to join the so-called superpowers when we are failing to think of Africa as a superpower? Why can't we begin to say, is it not possible for the region to sit down? Diamond polishing is supposed to be done in Botswana. All of us will do the mining, but value addition is done in Botswana. As an example, gold is going to be done in Egoli, South Africa. All of us do the mining, but we all have to make sure that our gold is value added in South Africa. Zimbabwe, we give you platinum or chrome, okay? Because you do chrome, or depending on our synergies. We build Africa as a solid continent and as a superpower. It's possible. But it's a conversation that begins with also appreciating that we are one together.
This whole thing of being divided on the basis of our boundaries that were given to us. You know, boundaries that we have are not African. They are European. So, you know, it doesn't matter how much we work as Africans. If we have not reversed the vestiges of colonialism that were imposed on us, we will not be able to be another thing. Do you know when you are an elephant, if they call you a rat, it doesn't matter how big you are in size. You will appear like a rat. What they call you is what you become. So we have to be able to call ourselves who we are. Because we have been called rats when we are elephants. Okay? Our kings have been called chiefs. Yet you go to those who call us chiefs. They don't have chiefs in their own domestic jurisdictions. They have kings. Royalty must be treated as royalty. Not this habit of looking at a lion, you call it a cat. You know? And you accept when you're a lion that you're a cat. Even if as you roar, they will say you are mewing. Okay? We have to rethink the continent and rethink our identity and rethink the boundaries, rethink what has been given to us, our names and our destiny. So that's my answer to the issue. It's a deeper conversation, a leadership conversation. I know the ANC and President Ramaphosa, there was a big debate around, Russia, stuff like that. No, Africa is a superpower. We don't join with superpowers. We are a superpower. We must be joined as a superpower. But I know that conversation is for another day. But it's in the context of our diaspora and seeing what we're able. Do you know that Africans are running the world? But you know, when you run the world and you don't know it, you will never understand the true value that you have. All the capitals of the world, the best engineers, pilots, you know, you go to Germany, it's Africans who are doing it. But if there is no leadership from Africa, there's never going to be an understanding of our full competencies that we must be able to build. You also raised the issue of hope, Shelton. Thank you very much. And hope is there. There will be change in Zimbabwe. I know people doubt, but please stop doubting. Get ready. Do you know, when Martin Luther King said that there's going to be a black man walking side by side with a black child going to school, back then, when I said I have a dream, they said, no, this guy is hallucinating. Take it back to Africa. But there was Obama recently. Luther King was able to see into the future and bring it to his circumstances. Let's see where we are on Zimbabwe. I can tell you that Zimbabwe is going to be the giant on the continent. I can tell you that. We will headquarter most of the biggest institutions. I can see my brother there, you know. Yes, South Africa, you are going to be coming to us for a lot of assistance. Can I tell you what's going to happen? South Africa, you will be coming for help from Zimbabwe. We are also going to reciprocate your love. This time we will teach you to say we can never separate on the basis of boundaries because we are one people. It will happen. It will happen. You will see it, but let's get ready for it. The hope has to be realized. There's the issue of the currency. You asked about the currency. Ultimately, Skumbuzo, we would want to have our own currency. But before we get there, the issue is not a currency problem. It's a confidence problem. It's a trust problem. It's a certainty problem. How do you resolve that? It's a political issue. It's a leadership issue. The moment you just indicate that Chamisa is going to be the president tomorrow because the citizens want it, the currency will stabilize. I recall a conversation I had with Strive Masiwa. He was telling me, back then, you know, we're students then, and we're just having a discussion. Do you know that if Mugabe says he's going to resign next week, the dollar will fail? I said, this man hates Mugabe with a passion. But he was correct. Signals in politics dictate the stability of economics. You don't fix the economy in economics. You fix the economy in politics. When there is consistency of leadership, of police, then you birth the confidence of citizens. Mnangagwa had it after the 2017 military assisted, I don't call it a coup, military assisted, it was not even a transition. It was not even a handover. It was just a military assisted happening. Event, because I wouldn't want to say that it was a takeover. I hear you are saying time, you see? Time must be able, in Africa, no, in Africa, time must wait for leaders. This whole thing of time being dragged by, it's not good. No, I hear you. Thank you so much. So the issue of the currency, we'll have to start with a basket of currencies. Continuing with the multi-currency system as a way of stabilizing, as a way of stopping the hemorrhage. We can't at this juncture say we are going to be able to go back to the RTG. They've tried it. It has not worked. You can't also introduce your own currency before people see the signals that are coming from the political leadership. But even ourselves, as we go forward, we must be rethinking, and that's part of our economics team who are dealing with the rapid accelerated transformation of the economy program. Why can't we also have the gold standard? It's a deeper conversation, and I know that it is enemies, but we need to be thinking in that direction. And when we launch our policy, as you shall see, we are going to review how we are going to be dealing with the issue of the economy. But in the short term, is a basket of currencies until we locate our mojo in confidence and in trust. The issue of the refugees, and also the issue, Tarwana, my brother Juru, thank you for the work that you have done. But more importantly, we must be able to think seriously about making sure that all the 5 million Zimbabweans in the diaspora may not be able to come back, all of them, but we must do progressive policy making that ensures that our experts in different business enterprises are given support, because we have to start from somewhere. And the foundation upon which we are going to build our great economy is the diaspora. So we need your skills, we need your expertise. Zimbabwe is going to boom. We did it during the inclusive government, when it was a half horse, half donkey, What more if it is a half horse and a half donkey is a mule? We did it. What more if we are just a full horse? You will see what will happen. I know together as a people, we will make it. Make no mistake. It's unfortunate that I have to go for another meeting, but I really would have loved to have a deep. We have time. Like I said, I really want to have another meeting before we go to the elections. That is properly advertised. And if you allow, we really have that. Much. May God bless you. Let's pray. Let's pray for our country. Let's pray for the leadership. Let's pray for peace. But more importantly, let's do something about it. Those 3 asks. Come home and vote. Number 1. Number 2, go to your parents, to your relatives at home. Get your 5. If you can't go back to register and vote, they listen to you because you have money. When you are like myself, I have nothing, nobody listens to you. They listen to you to say, if you really want more money, do the right thing. Go and vote, and not just go and vote. Vote for change. Because just to say go and vote, they will go there and they will vote for the scarf. Go and vote for change. And this time I hope you will say, it's not chikafu or scarf, but we are voting for change. Yes. That is what we must say as a message. Last but not least, always adopt a polling station. A rand makes a difference. Yes. Adopt a polling station. $1 makes a difference. That is my plea to you. And that way, we'll
Please, colleagues. DJ, let's just have a smooth song. Forget music, DJ. Forget soft music. Hello.
Juanita. Shem.